Okay. So what we'll start today is, okay, let me give you a brief of where we are actually. In the last few classes, we were discussing the different stages of a disaster management cycle. So in a cycle, in the 4 different stages or the 5 different stages, in whichever categories you divide it into, basically the activities that you have to follow are the same. Okay, so there are few stages which you have to do before the impact, some stages after the impact. So that is overall what generally management should be. So as I say that, what all you need to do, or what all different organizations or individuals are supposed to do in case of a disaster, that is actually known as a standard operating procedure. Now this is a very common term. That means in general cases, what should be the procedure to be followed for a proper management, that is available in any kind of management, but a particular standard operating procedure for disaster managements are also there. But what I opted for to explain you in a better way is, before getting into directly what all things you need to do, you should be clear why you are supposed to do all those. So for that, we will have a small glimpse of the history of, or say evolution of, certain strategies, certain important landmark strategies over the last few decades, where we see that several organizations, several persons, several of different countries, they came up together and gave out certain like benchmark objectives which assists in disaster management. Okay. So for that, we will take you to certain strategies. Now these strategies, if you see any standard books or the encyclopedia of natural disaster, like the encyclopedia of natural disaster is a 3 volume book, handbook, costing thousands of rupees. So from there, what I have taken is, there is a small chapter which is known as encyclopedia of natural hazard. So man-made disasters that we discussed in the disaster management cycle is avoidable, because the source of its cause or its occurrence is human being. But what about natural disaster? So we are trying to take up that natural disaster causes more destruction, deterioration. Over the history, over the past, we have seen more loss of life and suffering. And there, earlier there used to be decadal calculation that every 10 year, 1970 say 1979, 1980 say 1989, how many peoples, how many millions of peoples are losing their life because of certain disaster. That was the count. And nowadays we do year wise because of increase of population. So let's find out that what are the benchmark strategies that were like found, or that were formed under certain circumstances. So the first one that we come up here is the International Decade for Natural Disaster Reduction. So shortly known as IDNDR, written on top, you can see the International Decade for Natural Disaster Reduction. So natural disasters will happen, but how to reduce its impact was the strategy. So how to save yourself from the impact of the natural disaster or reduce its impact was the objective. So it was founded after a study of 2 decades, 1970s and 1980s. It was found that billions of people in a single countries were losing because of several bad disasters, and people were not aware of it. So the president of the American Society, it's in here. It is not highlighted in the slide that I have shared. So if you are opening it in your own Adobe Reader or something, you can underline it, or in your paper you can just take a note of the place. So Frank Press was the president of the American Society of Science. So he declared 1990 as that particular decade for disaster reduction. Okay. The aim of this initiative was to integrate already existing scientific knowledges in the field of disaster reduction into development decision and projects. So what he decided was, there are a lot of advancement in scientific methods or knowledges in the field of disaster reduction. So how you can avoid a disaster or natural. Here he didn't talk particularly about the natural disasters, but he talked about overall disasters with a focus on natural disasters. Because natural disaster causes more havoc to a number of developments in a humanitarian sector. Okay, man-made disaster is local to the source, but natural disaster is subjected to not only the place where it impacts but also in the surrounding, and it has manifold impact. So first try to find out, because people were initially in 70s and 80s, people were worried about कि man-made disaster it can be stopped, natural disaster it cannot be stopped. So ऊपर वाले के हाथ में छोड़ के we are just waiting to face it and to suffer. So this for the first time in 1990s, so 1990 से लेके 1999 तक a decade was declared as the international decade for natural disaster reduction. So it had certain objective. What it did was, see on the right hand side, a commission was formed. The commission identified the link between the negative effect of natural disaster and poverty. Okay. So they found out that disaster in a unique scale causes more problem to the poorer sections, poorer not only in terms of economic, poorer in terms of development, poorer in terms of the housing condition where the people live in all certain aspects. So together we call it a poverty, because the source of it may be the economic condition of the residing people. So the commission identified that definitely there is an link between the effect of a natural disaster, the bad effect of a natural disaster, and poverty. And it causes more problem to the person who are more considered to be victims of this natural disasters are from the poorer section. So what should be done? What they instructed? So see, 1990 से 1999 का decade को it is being declared as the international decade for natural disaster reduction. But in 1987 there was a General Assembly in the United Nations. So United Nations General Assembly keeps on happening. In the 42nd one in 1987, a report was made where the declaration of the decade was done. So if we say that IDNDR, when was it prepared? It was prepared in 1987, but the decade that was declared in it was 1990s. So there, every countries and every state of every countries who suffers from natural disasters were asked to create a framework to deploy commissions, that means a team of people, to note the interrelationship between the effect of the past disasters. So to study the past disaster and to implement available scientific knowledge within the capacity of that country to reduce the effect of the disaster. So see, in today's day, in 21st century, this might not sound that much effective, but just imagine yourself to be there in 1987. Okay, just imagine yourself to be there in 1987. So you can imagine that there is no way out other than people facing the suffering. So at least somebody or some organization in a multi-nation meeting or multi-nation meet is coming up with the idea that every country should contribute to reduce the effect of the natural disasters in their country. Then only the global effect will be visible. It is not a international organization's work. It has to be scaled down to individual countries to look after the knowledge, the scientific knowledges, the tools that might be required to study the past and to implement those to reduce the effect. So let there be the disaster, but let's try to reduce the effect of the natural disaster. That was the objective of this particular thing. Okay. So you can understand that from 1990 to 1999, individual countries are coming up with their own strategies by studying their past. So in 1994, something happened. The page number is 555. In 1994, what happened is in Japan, Yokohama, one of the countries which suffers the most because of natural disasters, was having a world conference on the aspects of natural disaster reduction only. But this is not the only one. If you see any textbook, that almost every year multiple conventions were happening in several countries from 1990 onwards. So in 1994, what happened is, see the fourth line of this paragraph. The Yokohama Conference 2004 clearly recognized. Oh, there is a printing mistake. There is a printing mistake here. Okay. So 19. Just give me a well. Just give me a well. It would be the Yokohama Conference 2004. ऐसे कैसे आ गया? Okay. I have also shared a link with you all in the last class in the chat box. Please look into that also. Okay. So here in the fourth line of this particular paragraph, the Yokohama Conference, it will be 1994. Okay, instead of 2004, it will be 1994. Okay. In 1994, the Yokohama Conference clearly recognized the still existing gap between the vision as formulated in the beginning of the decade. That means 1990 के शुरुआत में there was a vision, and then the actual reality that was happening over the 4 or 5 years. Okay. So what they wanted is, let's consider the reality as the whatever actually can be done as the target, or that let's make it a goal, and then try to reframe the policies to find out that by the end of the decade, certain important certain important strategies in terms of what can I say, uh, like how to reduce the hazardous effect of the vulnerable area. So I will take two definitions that there are a lot of disasters. Some of them becomes hazardous after a particular scale only. So if it becomes hazardous, then a different section of people becomes more vulnerable. Okay. So how to reduce the effect of the disaster was taken with more importance, and then it declared that by the end of that 1990s, the decade, what can be done? End of the IDNDR decade. So I will read it. The international community was increasingly aware that natural disasters are a major threat to social and economic stability. So you can understand that while reforming the social environment or human beings' livelihood, it requires lot of economic intervention. And if you are not planning beforehand, if you are not prepared beforehand, if you cannot mitigate the effect of the natural disaster, then it will cause more damage not only to the social stability but also to the economic stability of the nation. Okay. Then it reads that disaster prevention is mainly a long-term solution to the threat. So this I am taking directly as an excerpt of uh, uh, the Yokohama strategy and the plan of action for a safer world. So I have shared the link of this particular PDF. It is a 16-page PDF though, as well as in this particular Microsoft Teams files, the files tab, this too has been shared. Okay. So briefly to give you an introduction that what actually happened in that 1990s, I am just giving a brief. So this is a précis. These 8 pages are a small précis of the discussions. Okay. But please mind it, everyone, that this the year 2004, it should be 1994. Okay, it like I don't know how this decade got added and it got published also. You can see all the references: e-commerce strategy and plan of action, 1994, page 7. So I'm just reading, taking the excerpt from the page 7 of it, when it says basis for the strategy and assessment of the status of disaster reduction midway in the decade of 1990s. So from there only I am taking up the excerpts and trying to read it out. Okay, people, those who are accessing from the mobile, can you clearly see the screen or should I zoom in? Is my screen clearly legible to everyone or should I zoom in?
Sir, in laptop it is visible.
Okay, okay. Devashi is also fine, I see. In laptop, it should be visible because I'm sharing my screen. But what I'm saying is for others, if you cannot use your mic, you can just type in the chat box itself.
Sir, in phone also there is like zoom option. If they want, they can zoom it.
It depends on the Android version that they are using. Okay. Anyways, let's come to the those particular thing that so I hope many of you have heard of the name of Mr. Kofi Annan. He got the Nobel Peace Prize in 2001 for his contribution into creation of a global culture of prevention of effect of natural disasters. Okay, now it's more clear, I guess. So here it is written that what he said is very important. It is very precise, but I will slowly read through that. We must above all shift from a culture of reaction to a culture of prevention. So see how important it is that we were saying ki we have a lot of strategies, scientific strategies. Let's put it during the disaster and try to reduce the effect of the disaster. But here he says, what he says is, why not train our society to prevent the effect of the disaster or prevent the disaster rather than reacting to or reacting after the disaster. So prevention is not only more human cure, it is also cheaper. So this means that if you are ready to face a disaster in a more prepared way, the investment of cost that you do is much lesser than what you may incur once the disaster arrives. So another example, which one example which I immediately can recall is just like the Amphan cyclone, which happened a couple of months back. See, Odisha was prepared. So they invested lakhs of rupees beforehand to be prepared. So even though it would have struck the coast of Odisha or even further in, then rehabilitating or recovery phase, the fourth phase of disaster management cycle, recovery would have been cheaper. So the total cost would have been cheaper. But in West Bengal, now we are spending crores of rupees in rebuilding things because we were not prepared. We could not prevent it. So above all, let us not forget that disaster prevention is a moral imperative, no less than reducing risks of war. Okay, so this was his declaration, and then the Geneva Program Forum, coming to the right hand side. The strategy of this Geneva Forum was a safer world in the 21st century, disaster and risk reduction. That was developed. In that particular strategy, the four small goals, like this reads as very small and very general, but it had impact because for the first time, people are talking about these aspects globally. Okay, you know, 1990 से 1999 हो रहा है, so 21st century शुरू होने वाला है 2000 AD से. So in 21st century, it says that to increase public awareness of the risks that natural, technological, environmental and maybe उस टाइम में social hazards नहीं बोलते थे, pose to modern societies. So people should understand the risk that this hazard brings to the society. So if you fear the effect of the disaster, if you understand the risk of the disaster, then only you will take care of the disaster. Okay. Next is to obtain commitment by public authorities to reduce risk to people's, their livelihood, social and economic infrastructure and environmental resource. So not only individual human being, but also public authorities should dedicate a section of their planning team who should be committed to reduce the risk to community, their livelihood, the infrastructure of the community, the environment within which the community resides. Okay. So not only individual human being, but also the public authorities has to be involved. That's the second objective, second goal of this Geneva Program Forum. Next is to engage public participation at all level of implementation so as to create a disaster resistant communities through increased participation and expanded risk reduction network at all level. Like in all level means we have not done that though, but that aspect has not been discussed because that is in standard operating procedure though, but at least we have done something that the disaster management happens in international scales, state scale, government scale, NGO and officer grade scale, community scale and individual scale also. So in all scales, several jobs are done, certain activities are done in state scale, certain activities are done in district scale. So in every scale, whatever action is done, try to involve public. The public participation is required. So you will see that mostly the disaster training institutes, whether it is government one in Delhi, whether it is a private one in Mumbai or Pune, they are more open for public to access and learn. Okay. For example, say when you say in Srijan, you are making lot of works, and at the end it is only realized that students of planning and architecture are preparing these models and putting up the structures. But if you are given a place where whenever like a workshop where you are all are working and everybody is open to come and see, at least see, or if required they can contribute with their effort. So it is a combined effort. Everybody is aware of the hardship that you are putting inside rather than only appreciating the outcome. So public participation at all individual levels are required to reduce the impact of the disaster beforehand. So we are all talking about the preparation level, mitigation or preparation level. Next is to reduce economic and social losses caused by disasters. Okay, it means that plan in such a way that the economic losses and the social losses during the disasters are reduced. As often I say that once you are seeing that a cyclone is going to arrive or a tornado is going to arrive, it try to obtain proper anchorage for things which may fly off. Say if there are a lot of tents, temporary shelters for workers and all, try to have proper anchorage for that. Or what can I say? Just put off the transformer which supplies high tension voltage to a lower transmission lines. So stop that, so that later when it impacts, when the disaster strikes, the economic losses are, there will be economic loss, but reduce it, reduce the loss. So all this will reduce totally. Or if this in this Geneva mandate, whatever the four objectives or goals were, they were actually uh, what can I say? They were actually done to reduce the impact of the disaster. You remember the effect of the disaster and the impacts of the disasters. So effect is which is observer, which is compulsory, but impact of it can be reduced. So to reduce the impact of the disaster, certain goals were prepared. Okay. So all these, like this Yokohama strategy, this Geneva mandate, and over this decade till 2000, like 1990 se 1999 tak, lot of mandates kept on happening across the different countries, but ultimately it all these gave rise to the upcoming strategy. देखो heading में लिखा है ISDR, the International Strategy for Disaster Reduction. सो रिस्क कम करना नहीं है, वल्नरेबिलिटी कम करने का जरूरत नहीं है, हैजर्ड को अलग से कम करने का जरूरत नहीं है, कैपेसिटी को अलग से डेवलप करने का जरूरत नहीं है, बट एवरीथिंग हैज टू बी डन टुगेदर. सो डिजास्टर का रिस्क रिडक्शन मींस रिड्यूस द डिजास्टर, not literally, but reduce the effect of the disaster. So everything coming under these strategies were for reducing the disaster or disaster reduction. It meant the reduction of disaster's impact though, but it was known as the International Strategy for Disaster Reduction. So अगर impact feeling नहीं होगा तो हमें लगेगा disaster मतलब that problem is not disastrous. मान लो कि एक भयानक साइक्लोन आने वाले हैं and you know that, so you hide inside a cave where you are absolutely sure. That means that that same cyclone of the same scale is now not a hazardous or is not disastrous. So what we are doing is we are trying to reduce the disaster, not the scale of the disaster, but we are trying to reduce the hazardous effect of the disaster. I'm also feeling a little difficult to explain you. Like I don't know in which language should I explain for your understanding, but okay, you have to read to understand it. Okay. So in this ISDR, here, the last paragraph, third line on the screen. One of the major achievement of the decade was the clear recognition that hazards are only one of the factors which may cause disasters, and that human activities are equally important. So over these 10 years, one of the major finding was the hazardous nature of the disaster uh, is one of the factor which causes this disaster, as well as human activities, not proactive human activities, but also negligence or ignorance about the effect of the disaster by the human being also adds to the bad effect of the disaster. So the focus of ISDR was, no, sorry, the focus of the 10 years, 1990 say the international decade was larger losses and more negative effects by natural disaster in developing countries. Developing countries means, so uh, where the economy is in a developing condition, people doesn't have the stereotype solution which if they adapt they are 100% sure. So in this particular say 2000 say 2001 mein, there were a lot of books, publications, conferences happening on disaster management in developing countries, because as we say that poverty is one of the major reason of the hazardous effect of a disaster, which leads to vulnerability of a particular section of community. So developing countries which houses more share of poverty stricken people or even underdeveloped countries, they have more loss or they suffer more in a negative effect, more of the negative effect of natural disasters. The traditional point of view by developed countries with regard to vulnerabilities are different levels of development, coping with the capacities and the need for transfer of technology. So that means in developed countries, we already have certain technologies. It is up to us to adapt or cope up with that capacity. Okay, that was the definition of it, risk only, that how easily we can cope up with the strategies. And then the need for transfer of technology. So depending on the situation, a definite technology has to be adapted. So how easily you adapt to that technology will result into how much you can avoid the effect of the disaster. Next is avoiding diverting discussions about real causes of susceptibility to disaster. So it means that in a meeting what happens, everybody is saying कि शायद ये कारण था disaster के, शायद वो कारण था disaster के. When the disaster has already impacted, why to find out the actual cause? Try to avoid those diverting discussion about the real causes of susceptibility to disaster. So what people feels about the cause of a disaster or effect of a disaster, forget that. Take a real life experience. That was the last aspect that we discussed, was recording the procedure of disaster management from the mitigation preparation to the rehabilitation stage, that you have to record things from the source. So I will share a link today, an article, a book which was written on uh, after the 2001 Gujarat earthquake. So before that, India was not prepared. There were a lot of earthquakes happening in several places. But after the 2001 Gujarat earthquake, the Kutch earthquake, commonly known as, Indian population was reduced by a manifold. Like Gujarat contributed too much to that. Next is, now India thought that we should be prepared. For example, say there were a lot of pandemics happening 10 years back, 100 years back, 200 years back. But right now, what people is deciding is we should have the strategy that next time similar other unknown epidemic happens, pandemic happens, we should be ready to avoid the bad effect of those, bad impact of those. Okay, and the fourth, last strategy of those decade was developing a program or developing any program in individual country level or international level, global level, which would be easily acceptable to the majority of the state members. So ऐसे मत बोलो कि in different places different attributes has to be accounted for, or different strategy has to be adapted, or different program has to be there. Give a simple program which is easily acceptable by everyone. Please do not keep on changing it so that it becomes difficult for common people to adapt to those programs. So you see that unlike other cases, here we will have a very small, say in India in 2005 there was the Disaster Management Act. In 2009, on the basis of those act, the act was passed in 2005. Okay, on the basis of this act, and you can clearly see that India formed this Disaster Management Act, or it was passed in the Parliament in 2005, which is an outcome of this international strategy for disaster reduction in 2000. So 2000 mein, when this policy or international strategy was being framed, an outcome of that in India happened in 2004. Sustainable Development Summit in South Africa happened in 2002. So you can understand the effect of those 1990 से लेके 1999 तक का decade. What majorly what happens in those particular decade, the outcome of it that happened in 2000, which is the International Strategy for Disaster Reduction, ISDR, and in 2004 India came up with an act. So that's the one act. So on the basis of an act, a policy has to be framed which has to be accepted by the common people of India, the citizens of India as well as different organizations who are going to implement the sections. Like an act cannot be a instruction. Sorry, an act can be just an instruction, but how to implement those instructions that government feels कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. But जो होना चाहिए उसको कैसे, how are you going to implement those? And how are you going to judge whether people are following those implementations or not? Happens through certain policy. So in 2009 there was that policy. So according to the act only, the institutes were formed, the policies were prepared by the institute, just like say in 1972 the Architects Act was passed, which for the first time recognized the architect as an separate identity. They are not common people. So according to the particular act, क्या हुआ था? बाद में in 1973 में Council of Architecture was formed, the rules of the Council of Architecture came. 1983 में Council regulations बनाया. 1989 में Council framed कि the architect should follow the professional conduct. They should not say कि अरे वो आर्किटेक्ट गंदा है उनसे काम मत करवाइए मेरे से करवाइए. You cannot do that. So ये सारी चीजों के लिए आर्किटेक्ट्स का मिसकंडक्ट पकड़ने के लिए 1989 में there was another regulation. But all these were an effect of a particular act in 1972 known as the Architects Act, which you all also are a part of. So in the similar way in India in 2005 the Disaster Management Act was passed, and everything that we see today is an outcome of that particular act only. So it is very simple. It has to be simple. It has to be well accepted by the majority of the members of the citizens of the countries and all. Okay. So this particular attachment that has been shared with you, I quickly browse through those. You will see that क्या क्या हो रहा है. 2002 में World Summit of Sustainable Development in South Africa हो रहा है. Kobe of Japan, World Conference on Disaster Reduction (WCDR) happened in 2005. So it reviewed the resolution of the Yokohama strategies. ठीक है. So 1994 में Yokohama strategy was framed. So it got implemented or it was put into action in 2004. So a review of the action which was done in 2004, like in 1994 से 10 साल के time लिया, 2004 में Yokohama strategy was framed into a policy and it was enacted. So a review of that was done, and in 2005 in Japan, a separate district, Kobe. Okay, by Kobe I remember Tung Nung sir. He was from the design school of Kobe. Anyway, so Kobe mein this was found, and accordingly, since the Yokohama strategy was adopted there, so how that resulted is 10 साल में by adopting the Yokohama strategies, how several disasters were reduced, like the effect of natural disasters were reduced, and the projected scale of loss of life to the actual loss of life was calculated. So it requires time. Okay, 10 years was given that whenever there is a natural disaster, how those strategies were implemented. So after 10 years of the strategies implementation, in the 11th year it was found that actually how much economic loss, social loss in terms of population was able to be achieved. Okay. So this strategy along with, let me see if I can share one more handout with you or not. This has also been shared with you. This is of 1994. So where briefly you can, it is written point wise only. It is not the actual. Okay, I can't find it right now, but this is a brief of point-wise brief of the Yokohama Convention, Yokohama strategy only. It has 3 sections. After the introduction, it talks about the principles of the e-commerce strategies, where if I go directly to the principles, so in the definition, it says that all the people met in 1994. They recognize the rapid risingly worldwide toll of human and economic loss due to natural disaster. They recalled the 1989 में जो launch हुआ था in the General Assembly of 1989 to save human lives and reduce the impact of the natural disaster out of 1987 का convention, United Nations convention. Last में है reaffirming the relief coordination of United Nations as well as that what this decade should be talking about. But let's directly come to the principles here. In the 5th page of this Yokohama strategy, the principles are given. Risk assessment is a required step by the adoption of adequate and successful disaster reduction policies and measures. So ये ऐसे पढ़ने जाओगे तो it will be difficult for you to remember because this sentence are, see, these are simple. These are simple sentence. These are complete sentence because each and every principle covers all the aspect. It has to cover all the aspects of this particular principle. What this principle means. But what you can also do is for your own under better understanding, you can write a brief paragraph of your understanding of the principle. That ये total जो principles है, this 10 principles talks about that what a country's responsibility, individual country's responsibility should be in reducing the effect of the disaster. Okay, or ultimately reducing the disaster. Okay. Next is the basis for the strategy is also mentioned in here. I'm just going through the headings now. An assessment of the status of disaster reducing midway in the decade. So 1990 से 2000 के बीच में जो इंटरनेशनल डिकेड बना था उसके बीच में why certain assessments need to be made in midway of the decades to understand, to not only wait for 10 years and find that it was all futile, it was completely problematic, but if there is any intervention required midway, what can be done so that वही 10 साल के बाद में the outcome is more acceptable, more fruitful. So strategies for the year 2000 and beyond comes up at the end of the Yokohama strategy only. Let me share with you one more thing. Okay, please confirm that whether have you all received this particular handout or have you downloaded this Yokohama strategies handout, the 16-page handout. The link was there in the last classes. In the last class, this was shared. The link of it, this was shared. You can go to the chat box and again find it of the last class. But let me find out something else. Yeah, got it. Let me share the link of one more thing in the chat box, which is okay. In the chat box, I have shared a link which is about the international strategy for disaster reduction. It is in a very, see, it is just a one page write up where it is explained what a ISDR was. ISDR is a global framework, international framework established within the United Nations for the promotion of action to reduce social vulnerability and risks of natural hazards and related technological and environmental disaster. देखो एक line में it is talking about, in this one paragraph, in one sentence, it is talking about something which required 8 pages. So what is the function of ISDR is here only. I am repeating again that it will work under the United Nations framework only, but it will help in promotion of action to reduce social vulnerability. Social vulnerability is dangerous because the outcome of the social vulnerability, if you are socially vulnerable, then the disaster, the hazard scale of the disaster will be many-fold on you. So that means you are at a more risk to the same disaster, as well as the risk of natural hazards and related technological and environmental disaster. If you remember that we discussed that risk is directly proportional to the hazard, it is directly proportional to the vulnerability and inversely proportional to the capacity built. So do you recall that equation, that risk is proportional to the product of the hazard and vulnerability? So it's directly proportional to those, but inversely proportional to the capacity. So risk depends on the vulnerability of area. Risk depends on the hazardous degree of the natural hazard, natural disasters also. See, if those can be reduced, like the vulnerability of that place can be reduced, in bracket I am saying that by improving the resilience, by improving the capacity building, whatever you do, but if you reduce the social vulnerability, the impact of the natural disaster will be less. So that is the main theme in all strategies. Okay. The main purpose is to facilitate in an inter-agency effort governments and communities in disaster-prone areas in integrating the management of risk into their development policies, programs and projects. So whenever you are having a nationwide or statewide development policy, please incorporate the relevant things required or relevant sections required for disaster prone areas into your development policy. So अभी थोड़ा देर पहले बोल रहा था 2009 में the disaster management policy was framed. So there it incorporate that in which kind of vulnerable areas in India, which all development strategies has to be incorporated. You have to follow. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है कि you are going to build a house on top of a hill which is an earthquake resistant structure, but shock say you will avoid all the strategies of earthquake resistant architecture over there. You cannot do that because there the development policy incorporates necessary actions that needs to be taken in terms of several programs or maybe in terms of projects. The long term goal is to enable communities to become resilient to disasters, saving life as well as social, economical and environmental assets. Okay. So go through the links, have those downloaded. So with this, what I will take is can I take a 10 minutes break? I am very thirsty. I am sitting here till 12 o'clock. I will take a break and maybe in 10-15 minutes I will come up and then start with that section of standard operating procedure. Okay, in the meantime, I will try to share the handout of the disaster management cycle in your NITRIS. Okay, just give me 10-15 minutes time. We will meet after 10-15 minutes. Okay.
Yes, sir.